Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's time to leave. It's time to leave now with less tornadoes. Inside joke. I'm Drunken Dan.
Long story short, Dan was attacked by, I think it was 7 tornadoes, you told me.
It wasn't 7.
It was 7.
I
And
thought
then,
I thought it was 3, but what it was just one tornado happened to like circle around where I was and just not hit me.
so you literally just saw the same tornado 3 times and went, it's 3 tornadoes.
Oh, I didn't even see it. I just kept hearing about where the spots where it was hitting, and the way people were talking made me think there was 3 of them, like an idiot. Speaking of tornadoes, it sort of works because the Tails' Blaine is called the tornado. It's a
Should you
stretch.
just call it a blade?
The Blaine. Tails' Blaine.
Oh no.
Okay, so what I want to talk about is Sonic Colors Switch. Now, I'm sure y'all have seen the videos. Well, I got something to tell you about those videos. Those are actually done on a fucking emulator. I have the copy of the Switch version, and it runs fine. Even the load time's fine. Like, there was, like, one video where someone was saying, like, look how slow the load time is, and it's not. Someone's fucking with the footage.
I know anything that's not like 5 minutes is fast per Sonic standards.
It, like, takes a couple of seconds. I know the first level took a bit to load, but not, like, long, if that makes any sense. And, that was it. Like, they weren't long at all. Like, even just comparing it to, like, just games in general. Like, they were fine. They were normal loading screens. I don't know what people are talking about. I legitimately am not sure what the fuck they're talking about. Other than the ones that were done on an emulator, apparently. They were, like, fucking around with modified switches and running it off of emulators. So...
Well, I have no horse in this Sonic Colors race.
Yeah, it's just more the thing where I don't like false information. Like, if you just want to not like the game or not like Sonic, I don't give a shit. Just don't. That's fine. I just don't like it when people bullshit. So I'm like, really, guys? Come on. I even had one person while I was playing it, and I was mentioning on Twitter, like, I was like, yeah, the load times are fine. One person's like, no, the load times are actually bad. And I'm sitting there playing it like, dude, I'm literally playing it right now. Don't you lecture me with your $30 haircut.
Good old Android 13.
Can't stop. No, I'm not going to do the whole bit. But, yeah, that was pretty much all I wanted to say. I legitimately am not sure what the fuck people are on about. Runs fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's Sonic Colors. If you like Sonic Colors, you'll like it. If you want to pick it up and you like Sonic Colors, pick it up. If not, don't. That's it. That's the story. So anyway.
Yeah, anyway. I guess the new Matrix movie trailer came out today, and I'm like, isn't Neo, like, mega dead? Isn't that the whole point of that last movie, that he did the Jesus thing? Which might sound like a very gross oversimplification, but it's like, that's what the Wachowskis called it.
Yeah. I don't really have a... I just don't care. I've never... I'll be honest with you, I just don't care about the fucking Matrix. Like, legit, I don't care about the Matrix.
I mean, the first movie is a fine, sort of, high-concept action movie with some, stolen cinematography. It's heavily... I mean, okay, a lot of it is heavily inspired by John Woo movies.
Yeah. But I just never really cared for the Matrix, like, even back in the day. I would just... nowadays, it's a little bit more... People are, like, more okay with you saying it, but I was saying it back, like, when people would get on you for it. If you like it, that's fine. It's just... I just didn't like it.
I think a lot of the problem is also... Like, as I said, it's like, setting aside the first movie, because I think that's just a fine standalone thing on its own. Like, it's nothing amazing, it's fine for what it is. But, like, the second movie basically lived or died by the third movie, and I think the third movie's awful. It's like, well, if your entire movie exists just to set up the next movie, and then that next movie sucks, it's like...
Hey, this sounds familiar.
Even with thinking of, like, say... as a comparison, like Infinity War and Endgame, which Infinity War exists to set up Endgame. It's like, at least Endgame's a functional film. Like, it's a film that I can sit down, watch, and go, yeah, there's a lot of stupid things in that, but it's fine, more or less. There's nothing which makes me go, man, this is the most bullshit thing I've ever seen.
There's an edit that just reminded me of Endgame that always cracks me up. It's one of Gamora getting thrown off a cliff, and someone just puts the song "You'll Be in My Heart" over it. And for some reason, it just makes me laugh every time.
What a weird mashup. Just because it's like, yeah, there's only one person who falls off any kind of like high thing in that film, and they get hanged, and have their neck snapped. Thanks, Disney.
I mean, I'm not sure the relevance, but it just makes me laugh. It's kind of like the some stuff is just stupid and it'll make me laugh, like the fucking thing that you might have seen, the rapping Daffy Duck talking about slamming his penis in a car door.
Oh, right.
Because that also makes me laugh because I'm 7 and I think it's hilarious.
Well.
Alright, now to give Noriko the extra SP.
Well, better than Donald Duck saying God dud.
No! No!
I mean, he says he said Mallard, but...
No! We're not! Not doing it!
Can we really trust Donald to not let out a racial slur in the heat of anger?
I mean... I can't argue with you on that! Fuck!
So in the moment, you can almost hear it, right? You're like...
God, you're gonna make me rewatch this fucking movie just to see if I hear it. I mean, I've been planning to rewatch it anyway, but I'm gonna sit there and rewatch it and be listening. Because sometimes people will say something sounds like something else, and then I'll listen and I'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Oh, sweet, I just realized Noriko has 69 kills. Nice.
Nice, well played, Noriko. You got the funny number.
I just noticed it when I was going through the sub-orders thing, and I was like, oh wait, she's 69. Nice.
You did it, Noriko.
Also, I gotta make Angela, Hikaru, and Amuro aces now.
I'm sure they can manage it. Just put them in a bunch of sub-orders for...
Oh no, they already are. I just gotta give them the skill.
Yeah.
I just gotta go through, find each one of them in my thingy, and then go, here you go, here's your ace sticker. Okay. Where... That's the fun part, finding them. Hi, Amuro. Amuro is the first one to get it.
Yeah, he is the old man of the group at the ripe old age of
20.
I'm gonna ballpark and say 26.
I think he's about that age actually in Counterattack.
Yeah, well, I'll check.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wonder how close we are. I'm really curious now. So who will be next? Will it be Hikaru or will it be Angela? Let's see who I find first. Hikaru. And now I just got... And then Angela's, like, way down here, so... She got it last. There you go, Miss Ballsack.
It was an unfortunate name, yes.
That fucking name.
Off by a bit. He was 29 in CCA.
Huh, he's older than I thought.
That's the horrible thing, is I was actually going to say, I think he's like 28 in CCA, and I was like, caught myself saying, nah, he's not going to be that old. That would be disgusting.
You know, I realized when I was playing this a little bit further into the game, which is really funny, because Tomino hates adults, is that this one basically talks like, yeah, these characters are kind of foolish because they're kids. And I'm like, man, Tomino would read this and probably get fucking pissed.
Tomino's pissed out about. I mean, you could have just cut off that sentence with Tomino hates.
Are you saying that Tomino is basically just Francis from Left 4 Dead?
No, I think Tomino is basically Dan from Dan Versus.
I thought I was Dan from Dan Versus.
Nah.
People told me I was Dan from Dan Versus. What the hell?
No, you can't escape the IRS on like Dan from Dan Versus.
I don't care who they send. I'm not paying taxes.
Well, you say this until they break your legs.
I don't care who they send. I'm not paying taxes.
Well, you do pay taxes, don't you?
Yes, I do. Because I was like, do I want to commit to the bit, or do I want the IRS double-checking me? The answer is yes, I do actually do my taxes. I don't feel like them being like, I'm curious.
Yeah, you didn't call my bluff.
No, I didn't. Because listen, they listen into us here in the United States. I don't know who's listening right now. Agent Squidward, probably. How you doing, Agent Squidward?
Oh yeah, I guess that's another thing is people have been talking about this. There was more trailers were revealed for the Nickelodeon Fight Smash clone that basically, as far as I can tell, the only sort of notable thing is it's got rollback netcode.
It also has wave dashing. They've already discovered wave dashing in it.
Yeah, but
I mean, I know it's by the guy who did Slap City, which was a pretty good Smash clone.
I'm sure it will be a fine game. It's just one of those things where, of course, because it exists, everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is a Smash killer," and it's like,
it's not a Smash killer.
No, it fucking isn't.
It won't be a Smash killer.
It's not a Smash killer. If this shit even gets like any kind of like actual tournament that's not like guys in like a local game shop.
I mean, maybe like one time it'll be up on a screen once, maybe.
It won't go to Evo.
I highly doubt it will. It would be funny to see it in Evo, but I doubt it. Then again, they let Street Fighter V in. No, I know why Street Fighter V. I just wanted to make the joke.
Yes, because Capcom paid lots of money.
Can we do Street Fighter 4? No, 5.
Can we have a good Street Fighter game? No, you get five. You get what you're given and you like it.
I will say one thing, because I did play a bit of 5 again in the arcade. The new characters are fun. The game is still Street Fighter 5. They are more fun, but that's also because a different producer took over during the season.
But also, if I could make a rather horrible point, though, it's also like, wait a bit too late. Like,
yeah, no, it is.
It is on life support.
Oh yeah, this season is life support because they kicked Ono off of Street Fighter. Because originally he was working on 6, and 6 was going to be announced soon, and it looked over what he was making, and it was apparently not good. So he got kicked off the project. They scrapped it, and they made this season to kind of hold people over until they're able to show something for Street Fighter 6.
Oh shit! Right, that's another thing I could mention. Since we talk about fighting games, you know how like DC's doing all these like direct-to-video or like DTV films, and like they've been varying shades of quality.
Oh yeah, they're doing an Injustice one.
They're doing Injustice, and I'm like,
I mean, I can't be surprised considering a lot of people for some fucking reason tout it as well written.
I mean.
People tout Ed Boon's shit as well written, and I'm still confused as to how the fuck do you look at this shit.
I mean, Infamous is basic. Well, Infamous is a good.
Hey, Infamous is a good game. Don't make fun of Infamous. Leave it out of your mouth.
Injustice is very much the I saw Red Sun and this is what I came up with kind of game.
Well, they saw Red Sun, but they only saw. Yet somehow, even though it would involve time travel, they watched the animated version, didn't read the comic.
Oh, you can read comics and not get comics.
I know, but it's just funnier this way.
It's like all the people who looked at Civil War and thought for even like the smallest of seconds that it was a fair and even conflict. I'm not even really going to get into like the whole way they assassinated characters, but it's like there's never a point where the pro-reg side, even though they are canonically meant to be the winners and the people that we're supposed to side with, come off as anything other than psychotic murdering bastards.
I love how when the event's over and everyone's like, yeah, the anti-registration side, they were the good guys, and then the guy who wrote it's like, no, they were the bad guys, they were the bad guys. What do you mean? They were the bad guys. Are you high? They were the bad guys.
It's not meant to be a good thing if Tony Stark hires Titanium Man to attack Congress.
Listen, Thor should have let him make those weird clones of him.
I mean, he didn't let him make one. You just viciously beat him half to death, and you just think you should have gone full to death.
It's true.
Man.
But then so many people would cry, because then... wait, no, this is before people gave a shit about Iron Man. Never mind.
So I like how, obviously, I guess sort of in that show, we have the whole Lex Luthor becomes president, and that's meant to be the whole ridiculous parody thing, and then, reality, that's... And then, that actually just happened in real life, only... I would rather Lex Luthor than Trump any day.
I mean, yeah.
But then it's like, as if Marvel, seeing this, decided that their version of that was to make Norman Osborn, who, at the best of times, is just, like, is just a corrupt business exec. He's not even that smart. He steals all of his ideas. But at the worst of the times, is a psychopath on par with the Joker in terms of just pure go fuck you. I'm just going to murder, death, kill everyone and everything because I'm crazy.
Oh, it's our favorite part of the Ray Earth story. We're in the part that I call "Make Hikaru Sad" for like 20 chapters.
I thought it was the part where she was like, "Man, I really want to ride the dick of that guy."
No, not yet. That's not yet. I have a
like,
little bit later.
And they're like, "Well,
I want to ride the dick of the guy the guy who's the brother that I killed, but I also want to ride the dick of the guy who pilots the ship."
And then everyone's like, "Well, it's not Squicky because in made-up Fantasyland, the connections are spiritual." Yeah, sure.
It's fine. She gets
not written for.
She gets to fuck two guys who are like in their 20s, and she's 15.
She doesn't get to fuck them, but she wants to.
I mean, it's not on screen, but we know what happens.
It didn't go full Twilight.
It happened after the credits.
Probably.
Twilight, where the Wolfman decides he wants to fuck a baby. Jesus Christ! I have no problem with people being into like just dumb schlock that just appeals to like whatever their weird fantasies are. But there's a limit. There's a limit. When it's actual babies, there's a fucking limit. Like, you gotta draw the line somewhere, right?
It's not even like one of those pretend. It's not even like one of those pretend things where it's like in Fighters they go, Android 21 is really 10 years old. And it's like, I mean, kind of, but sort of, but not really, kind of thing. There's room for arguments, I guess. But then no, it's just a literal fucking baby.
Goo goo gadgem. At least, in stuff like I've been playing Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It's really good, but they do something that Fire Emblem doesn't do. They do have a elf child character that's a party member. She's 80, and they treat her as a child. You can't romance the child.
Well, on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, she is an elf, so therefore, in my perfect world, she wouldn't be treated as a character. She'd be treated as a dog.
Listen, she's actually she's a good elf because she doesn't like look down on other people or other races. She doesn't give a shit about being an elf.
She might be a good individual, but it doesn't justify the sins of her entire race. And if we have to murder one or two good elves to get all of the rest of that garbage,
I am not committing a genocide. No,
I will.
No. Listen, I found the guy who originally burned her at the stake when she was even smaller, Babby, and I murdered him to death. Yes, he deserved to die, and I hope he burns in hell!
You know what you should have done? You should have picked up, you should have told him where you went wrong in burning her.
No.
All elves must die.
No.
Yes.
I will only selectively kill elves.
Well then.
Just like I'll only selectively kill people.
Eh.
And that guy deserved to die. He burned a child at the stake and is like, I'll fucking do it again!
It was an elf, though, so it's very
I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that she's an elf. He's just a crazy inquisitor. So I threw grease at his feet, he slipped, and he just got beaten to death.
Oh, fair enough. If it was just because of murder, that's fine. But if it was because he wanted to kill all elves, then that man deserves a medal.
Now he's just like, she's a heretic. What do you mean? She's a heretic. She's suspicious. It was a fucking child.
Everyone loves heresy, though.
Hey, but you know that she was innocent, so do you feel bad about burning her and, some of her hands are missing? No, in fact, she's probably actually guilty. Do it again. All right, well, I guess you get to die. What? Ah!
I mean, it is the ultimate way to test if someone's a witch, burn them, drown them, but if they survive, well, then they clearly must be a witch, and therefore we'll just kill them another way.
Well, she was pulled out of the fire.
It results inconclusive.
Also, to be fair, she is a witch. A good aligned witch, but she is a witch. But I'm still gonna fucking beat him to death, and I did it. And I don't fucking regret a goddamn thing. I'll do it again!
I'm still gonna continue on my crusade to obliterate all of the elves. Pointy-eared bastards. no good slur against elves either, because the only one I've ever really heard is knife ears, which sounds way too cool to be a slur.
I mean, yeah, it is a cool name, Knife Ear.
So, like, yeah. I guess actually that leads back into my point. So, so a friend of mine told me that since this current guy who's doing the run of Spider-Man took over, it's been actually really good.
Oh, nice.
So I looked into it, and it's probably the most, the last sort of 10, 15 years of Spider-Man were a mistake, and I'm going to correct all of those mistakes, like, I've ever seen.
Do you think, like, when he's writing, he hears loud pounding on the door from Dan Slott?
Effects, maybe, because, like, one of the first things was, alright, get rid of all of this.
Oh, wait, hold on. I fucked up. I fucked it up.
Award-winning.
Yeah. We have to say the full title. Like, come on.
So, yeah, it's like immediately getting obliterate all of the Doc Ock stuff, all of the remnants of the Doc Ock stuff.
Fuck you, Slot!
Immediately, Parker winds up having to go back to college because his doctorate he earned while as Otto is rescinded.
Okay.
Which he then takes a class at Kurt Connors, where Kurt Connors has learned how to control being the lizard through a microchip implant in the back of his neck.
Okay.
So it's literally like the first introductory panel is the lizard writing on a chalkboard saying, Parker, take your seat.
That's actually a really good intro, though.
And then,
I like that.
And then Pete gets back together with MJ.
Jesus.
Like,
Dan Slott right now is frothing.
Oh, you want the best part? He then... So he gets fired from the Bugle because of doctoring, because of like a whole thing about where he had to like doctor a photo. He doctored a photo, or said he doctored a photo in order to not reveal that he's Spider-Man. So he gets fired from the Bugle as well. But he goes to meets up with JJ, who's running his podcast kind of thing, like he does in the PS4 game, and he tells JJ he's Spider-Man, and they become bros.
Wait, seriously? He's like, wait, you're Spider-Man?
Yes, like literally, like the introductory to JJ is him screaming into the microphone, "Spider-Man is a goddamn hero, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise."
Wait, so basically, what's kind of funny about this arc to me, but it makes sense for me, to be honest, too. JJ is like, wait, so I know who Spider-Man is now. Yeah. Okay, then I'm not afraid of him. I know who Peter is. Peter's a good guy. That's fine.
It's more the fact that he knows who Pete is, but yeah. So...
That's what I mean, because he knows who Peter is. He's like, oh, Spider-Man's just Pete? Oh, Pete's a good kid. That's fine. Spider-Man's a hero.
They still spend like a majority of their screen time basically like shouting and yelling and shouting and insulting each other, but it's also is like shades of JJ going, no, yeah, Spider-Man is a great hero and I will fight anyone who says otherwise, and everyone's like, but you said otherwise. No, I didn't. You're taking what I said completely out of context.
JJ, I love you. You're legitimately one of my favorite supporting characters in any comic book. Fuck, any movie, any show, I love him.
There's this great scene where JJ gets like is getting brought up for a lifetime award in like broadcasting or whatever, and like Spider-Man shows up and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And Pete's response is, "You invited me." Oh yeah. Sorry, force of habit.
I love this. God, I gotta read this. It sounds great.
Also, Fisk is the mayor, but you know, he's still very, very obviously evil.
Right.
And everyone's like, "God damn it, Fisk! Why are you the mayor?"
Hey, if Lex Luthor can become president and Tony Stark can become president, I'm allowed.
And then, basically retconning a few other things, well, I guess minor spoilers, but you know the whole thing of our favorite like Norman Osborn, Gwen Stacy plotline. Yeah, that's retconned. That's gone. That didn't happen now.
I don't remember if I mentioned it in video or not. I know you know about it, but I just want to say this real quick in case I didn't. So a fun fact about my local comic shop. I jokingly mentioned that storyline one time. And by the way, the guy who runs the comic shop is this old guy. He's very laid back. He's very calm. Except for when I jokingly mentioned that storyline, he just looked at me with a dead serious tone and just went, we don't talk about that in my comic shop.
Well, it didn't happen now. It was,
Well, yeah, no, it didn't happen.
It was, it maybe makes one of Spider-Man's villains into the greatest heroes of all time now. So, I won't mention it in case you do wind up reading
Actually, yeah, at some point, like, after the video, send me the, basically where it starts, and I'm gonna start picking those books up.
I think it's literally just Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Oh, okay, so it just started.
Might be.
Yeah, just give me, like, when you get a chance, like, give me, a list of where we're at, and then I can just, like, try to order them or even get them from my shop. Because I definitely would like to pick those up. Or at the very least, I just use that app now, because apparently they actually updated it, and it's actually not shit now.
That's good.
Yeah, they updated it after DC updated it, which I think is kind of funny. Both of them just kind of sat on theirs in, like, this shitty state for, like, the longest time, and they both were like, hey, wait a minute. Maybe we should update this.
Also, like, Spider-Man becomes powers with Boomerang.
Interesting.
Which is pretty weird.
By the way, just a fun side note, I got really confused because of my my other playthrough, and I was looking for the wrong Getter Robo. I was like, wait, where is he? Why can I only find Shin? But yeah, no, this sounds good. I like this. This is good shit.
As far as I'm aware, they've not like fully gone.
It's more establishing stuff at the moment.
Well, they've not fully got rid of One More Day, but they're basically leading up to get rid of One More Day.
With how big it is, I think it'd be hard for them to just snap their fingers and delete it. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did. Instead of leading up to just deleting it. I did see that there was, like, some book coming out called, like, MJ Loves Peter or something like that.
Yeah, I think that wasn't that part of their whole thing of getting rid of One More Day, but it was Alternate Universe because Dan Slott, is an award-winning comic book writer, and go fuck yourself.
Probably. Oh, actually, so a fun fact about him. So I learned that he will block people who even just like his stuff. Like, he blocked, like, people who were just like, yeah, I really liked the Superior Spider-Man storyline. It was really good. And, like, he blocked them. I will say, though, from my research and checking this out, as people were joking about comic writers, looking up their own ats and looking at about people talking about them, I am so far the only one, though, he spent the time to yell at in all caps before hitting the block button.
Hooray.
So, I win.
You win by virtue of him telling a shit story. I'm saying it.
Yeah. So, Danny boy, if you're listening to this and you're not, I win. I just wanted you to know, if you happen to listen to this, which you won't, I win, and I wanted you to know that I win.
You won the second you didn't write Superior Spider-Man, really.
I mean,
we all won when we didn't write Superior Spider-Man.
Or the story where we turn Richard Franklin into blackface. Or Franklin Richards, I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
I'm a dummy. Now I really hope he is listening, just so he sees that and then seizes on it, like the meme of, like, minor spelling error, I win!
I mean...
I would love that.
Now, the best thing would happen is he put caricatures of us in a comic, granted that he doesn't know what either of us look like.
No, that would be more fun, and then, like, we get killed horribly, probably.
Yeah, well, they just do Godzilla 98 and just don't kill the critics you put in the...
Yeah, and you know what we'd end up saying? Kill us, you pussy! That's one of my favorite things, is when they're just like, why didn't you kill us? Kill us. Do it. What a coward, you didn't even kill us.
Well, it's like, why bother going to the extent to say, haha, look at these dumb critics, and, like, fucking just... At that point, if you're going to be that petty, you might as well just murder them.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I even like Siskel and Ebert. But yeah, Spider-Man may be good again. Hooray. And I wanted to mostly talk about that because, hey, I want to promote good things.
It's a shame Sabo's not here to hear us talk about it the one time. He'll never believe us.
Exactly.
He'll come into the next recording and then, like, they'll do something stupid with Spider-Man in like movies. We'll make fun of it and be like, "Don't you guys ever talk about anything good?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, we did last week." And he'll be like, "I don't believe you."
Well, we can send him the video, can double the view count.
And he'll just be like, "I don't believe you still." He'll be like, "This is fake."
What good Spider-Man stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, we are both big fans of Spider-Man. We don't agree on everything. We agree on a number of things, but we just want...
I think the main thing I'm still going to be sad about is we still won't ever get back Mayday.
Yeah.
Like, properly. And part of the problem is I also think Miles is the reason for that too. Because it's like, well, granted, in the like Spider-Girl comics, this wasn't really a thing of Pete being her mentor, but like, if say you're like, okay, we want to redo like Mayday Parker, you know,
right?
What would be the most obvious plot to do? Oh, you know, her dad teaching her the ropes of superheroing.
Yeah,
which is basically the only plot we have for Miles Morales that's not Civil War 2.
There's other ones, but it's the one that they like to do the most.
Here is a question: does Miles even have like an actual Rose Gallery?
Honestly, just the dudes in his game.
Because I was just thinking, because someone asked me about it, and I was like, you know, outside of, granted, it's mostly because since Ultimate Spider-Man ended, I don't think he's had like a real solo book, but mostly it does seem, just Spider-Man's sloppy seconds. And also and even like in the movie where they, you know, Prowler. It's like, well, Prowler is still like a.
I mean, the thing too is that I've noticed in general, not even just with Marvel, almost every attempt at a new villain just sucked. For not even just for Spider-Man, even just in general.
I mean,
like people be like, Professor Pig is good, and I'm like, what the fuck are you smoking?
I think that's more the case of just we seeing it in real time versus obviously the benefit of hindsight. You can just pick and choose and go, oh yeah, this villain's good. Because like,
I mean, but also Professor Pig.
Yeah, but bearing in mind, the 60s gave us fucking Condiment King.
True. Like,
Gentleman Ghost.
True.
Plot King? There's a lot of kings,
actually. Yeah, but there isn't really a new good one. Like,
Dr. Bong!
I mean, yes, but there is no new good one, though. Oh, wait. The last one I could think of that I liked was, Livewire from the 90s?
Well, I guess if you're gonna say Livewire, you have to say Harley Quinn.
Yeah, except for she's doing the Venom thing now.
I would argue, if we're talking that, Mr. Freeze, because the Mr. Freeze we got.
Oh yeah, because he's basically completely different. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Literally different in every angle.
Yeah. Okay. So we have from the '90s, we have Livewire, Harley, and Mr. Freeze. Well, Harley used to be a villain.
There's probably others I'm just not thinking of, like
because Harley is now the Venom of DC Comics.
And then you can tell that because just like when they wanted Venom to be a good guy, they made the Venom but even more evil.
Oh yeah, with Punchline,
who's Harley Quinn but even more evil,
but more competent,
but more evil.
And except for people liked Carnage, nobody likes fucking Punchline.
I mean, it's mostly because Carnage just has a rockin' 90s metal theme.
It's true. Also, he's just just so batshit that he's more fun.
That's a question, though. Has Carnage ever been in a good story?
His intro, and that's about it.
Not even 100% sure on that. I like Carnage, but I like the idea. I think it's more of the...
We like the idea
of Carnage more than the execution, pun intended. Because he's a serial killer.
Funny joke.
Because he's Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel.
It's true, he is.
He is!
No, I said it's true, he is!
Yeah,
I disagree. Jeez.
Man. Yeah, Mr. Freeze is a fundamentally different character from his original incarnation.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, is there any other, like, new ones that were good? And no, Professor Pig isn't good. Stop saying he's good, people. What the fuck is wrong with you? He sucks.
Mr. Negative's alright.
Oh yeah, Mr. Negative. He's okay.
And he's like 2003?
Yeah, he's fairly new. You're right. I think he's fairly new.
He is. I know he's definitely like something. As I said, I think he's like 2003. He might have even been like post One More Day. But he's, fine. I'm also trying to think of like villains who are more modern that have.
Because like there are heroes I can think of. But
Maybe it was Prometheus.
Good question. I don't know.
I don't think Prometheus is good, mind you, but I know Prometheus is popular.
Yeah. I mean, we could just be drawing blanks because we're old, to be fair.
Well, it's also like, because a lot of villains are just like, oh no, one of the 17 different Clayfaces has died, let's get another Clayface.
Yeah.
Like, or, oh, Beetle has decided to be a good guy now, let's get another person to be the Beetle. Ah, Prometheus.
I mean, they've had I think Jaime is like one of the longest lasting Beetles, isn't he?
I always talk about the Beetle from Marvel, not Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay. I forgot about the Beetle from Marvel.
Of course you forgot about the Beetle, because he's a C-lister at best.
Like, come on, like, I remember the Wizard better than I remember him.
You only remember this wizard because of his fucking mongoose blood.
I mean, isn't that enough, though? Okay, I didn't intuition this because I saw the funny number. Let's see if the Thunderbreaker will hit. I'm gonna watch the footage because I want to see if it hits.
Prometheus was 1998, apparently.
Okay.
But I also don't like Prometheus, so I won't really count that. I just know other people... Because it's like, oh no, what if Batman... Oh. But I guess actually Hush. Red Hood, sort of, kind of.
I fucking don't care about Red Hood, I'll be honest with you.
I mean...
As much as people love Jason Todd's return and everything like that, and there are some stuff that's alright, I can't, like, with a straight face say, yeah, I'm a Jason Todd fan.
You know what? Superboy Prime. I've never met another villain who's quite as reviled as Superboy Prime.
I can't imagine why he's so reviled. Hey, you know what? Maybe he's actually the greatest comic book villain ever, considering all the things that he's technically responsible for. I mean, yeah, you could point. You could point at the writers, but it's not funny that way.
Oh, I know who the greatest like modern comic book villain is.
Who?
Brian Bendis.
No, it's not Bendis. Well, come on, let's be realistic. It's Joe Quesada.
Yeah. But then here's the thing:
Bendis isn't in league with Quesada.
Quesada left. Bendis is still here.
Yeah, but Quesada's damage still lingers.
Yeah, one more. I think I did say in the recording
like at least Bendis, like people have taken like stuff that he's done and made it decent. So
yeah, assuming the whatever the new movie is called, I forget. Downcoming Part 3. Assuming the new movie is One More Day, as I suspect.
Oh yeah. So I guess we'll just real quick. So
short.
Yeah, just a short version of this because neither of us really can be arsed to give a shit.
This rag on Spider-Man, it's after all that praise.
Yeah, this is all we have. These are our predictions. You're predicting One More Day. I'm predicting a Cologne of Spider-Verse. That's really it.
Now, when is Spider-Verse 2 going to come out? And it better not be, it better be like, and have like a different cast of Spiders.
Oh yeah, actually, speaking of like just dumb Marvel film and TV stuff, so some stuff got leaked from the Not Picked Up Warriors series, and including Squirrel Girl, and it looked actually pretty good. And the Squirrel Girl actually looked good. So I guess that's how we're not allowed to have it, because they looked at that and was like, but we can't ruin this as easily as we did Kamala Khan.
Yeah, wow.
I'm still fucking annoyed. Like, as annoyed I am about the Peter thing, I am far more annoyed about Kamala, because it's basically just Kamala in name only.
Kino.
Like, even more so than even the Peter one. It's even worse than the Peter one.
Sorry, Kamala. You're just not... You just have too freaky powers to be... Your powers are unfilmable, in quotations.
We're too lazy to do it.
Too cowardly, I think.
Too cowardly and lazy, yeah. That's actually why they probably decided to can the series of Squirrel Girl in it, because they're too afraid of Squirrel Girl. Just too terrified of it. They're terrified of fun, is what I'm gathering from all this. They see something that's fun and they go, ah!
I mean, they had Taskmaster and then had a Taskmaster who doesn't talk, and it's like his whole shtick is that he's a merc with a mouth who it doesn't come with an R rating.
I like how they I like how they did the same thing that Fox did.
Hey, here's a character who's famous for his for his wit and banter with character and banter. He's quiet. He's a mute now. They're a mute. I say he. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure without looking at Taskmaster in the movie as a woman, because obviously.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because only women can fight women.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Remember, even in Man of Steel, they did that when they had 3 Kryptonians, 2 that were characters, Zod, and I'm forgetting her name. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then just one random beef house guy. So it would be Superman versus him and the lady, and then the lady would just get sucked into the Phantom Zone and not get beat up.
They destroyed IHOP. What are you talking about? What a terrible thing! What a terrible waste of an evil super corporation, according to Lance Reddick.
Yeah, but the one who destroyed the IHOP was the big muscle guy. It was Superman, not the girl.
No, it was the girl, because they have their whole Oh
yeah, she got the hidden. Oh yeah, you're right.
They have the whole super speed fight in the IHOP.
It's literally 3 of them fighting.
Not in the IHOP.
No, it was. It was 3 of them.
We'll have to go back and watch that scene then, won't we?
I'm not fucking watching that movie again. I remember it was a 2-on-1, and I remember commenting on it.
Yeah, it happens at the start, and then they get separated, so the girl and Clark fight in.
I'm pretty sure it was all 3 of them.
I don't think so.
Then again, to be fair, us having this conversation proves how memorable Zack Snyder films are.
It's just like my friend's rewatching BTAS, and he was insisting, "Man, why is all of the Riddler stuff in VR?" And I was like, "No, only the one episode's in VR. No, they're all in VR. No, there's only one in VR because the other one is a stupid fake, stupid theme park of death."
Yeah, I remember the theme park.
But no, it was a theme park, and it was that one bad VR episode. You know what though? Actually, it reminded me. Because my friend watched the episode where Ivy, quote unquote, goes straight and gets her husband.
Oh,
we
yeah,
just kind of casually get past the point that she did literally rape a man.
Yeah.
Because she used him for, to quote her, material.
Yeah.
I.e., the semen for her babies.
Yeah.
Which is not even. It's literally the plot of the episode.
Yeah.
And it's like, man. What is it with DC and having women rape people?
There's a lot of that. Happened to Batman, even.
Yes, that's how we got Damian.
It is!
No, how I wish he wasn't.
Damian's one of those characters that some people can do really good, but everyone always goes back to making Damian the worst. It's that thing where, he'll get some good development, he'll be good for a while, and then, some jackass comes in and it just goes, nah. And he's one of those characters where it's so consistently that I can't really bring myself to say that I can be a fan of him. Because it happens too many times for me to, give a shit about him. As stupid as that might sound.
I just never liked Damian to begin with.
I mean, that's fair.
I remember precisely, it's after I first sort of read Damian as Robin, I was like, so this is just literally what everyone thought Jason Todd was, or at least what we made fun of Jason Todd for being. But now it's just that, but also that no, but he's actually Batman's son, because fuck you, because we can't have characters form lasting relationships or a dynamic unless they're actually father and son, because. Go fuck yourself.
Well, you see, like father, like son, you're always number one. There's buddies, there's pals. Are you gonna let me do the whole thing?
Yeah.
I don't wanna.
You started this, you finish it.
No.
Okay then.
I'm not gonna finish it, fuck you.
Well, don't start what you don't intend to finish. It's like me
Work
and my
things
HTMLs.
Can't you see you're two of a kind? Looking for a real good time? Now get it out there with the Goof Troop! No, I feel like Disney's gonna come out my door now. Haha, I heard you're singing Goof Troop!
I just appreciate what a weird, like, series Goof Troop is in concept. It's like everything it's very much not describing of Goofy, such as being a single parent and living in the suburbs, and also Pete there with a family, I guess.
You know, I still think what's going on with is that Peg and Goofy are having an affair that nobody's aware of, even Goofy.
I don't think Goofy's quite like Goku levels of incompetent. Goku's someone I could see accidentally having an affair and not realizing it.
Honestly, yeah. I like how this Rare Earth fight, they just like, okay, fuck it, we're gonna bring out some of the Mecha Kaiju, fuck it. Or Ki Kaiju.
Well...
Is Dr. Hell gonna be there too? Meh.
Well...
We did our job.
To be fair, Dr. Hell is because obviously Dr. Hell's even in Infinity until the very end.
It's true. Dr. Hell's like, oh yeah, I'm in this movie too!
And you're just thinking, this doesn't feel like a real appropriate send-up to, like, whatever it was, 50 years of Going to Guy or Mazinger or whatever. I don't remember if Mazinger Infinity was intending to be, like, a particular anniversary for something. I know it was part of that whole, oh, let's revive Going to Guy series and only do one of them half decently.
At least we got Devilman, I guess.
Yeah, it is probably the most sort of, like, accurate adaptation of the original manga. Because I know, like, basically both the OVAs are more like side story, interquel things between what was going on between all of humanity dying and all of devil people dying.
Something, violence, Jack, something.
Although I am curious as to what will happen now that Chainsaw Man's going to be an anime, since Chainsaw Man is like, I think I've described it as Devilman, but, you know, in the modern era. By which I mean, it's made by people today. Oh shit, right, I guess I forgot to talk about that. I've played and finished No More Heroes 3.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty good, but I've also thought of the best way to describe No More Heroes 3. It's David Lynchian.
Go on.
By which I mean, so obviously I say David Lynch and everyone assumes that I just mean like, oh, it's weird, quirky, weirdness for the sake of weird, and it's like, no, that's not quite true, because with David Lynch, there's definitely weird, abstract bullshit nonsense that probably only makes sense to him, but even then, I ain't convinced it does. But there is also like a semi-coherent base story to follow line, like you know why characters are moving from point A to point B. You just don't understand why we're going all the way to C before we get to B. Okay. I think No More Heroes 3 is kind of like that.
Okay.
You said you don't want spoilers, right?
I don't really care about spoilers, but this is a video.
Yeah, true. I guess I'll save that. I guess I'll save talk about specific things. Like, I guess one of the weird things is there's just lots more times than any of the other games where they're just like, hey, this is a video game, and it's like really kind of, yeah, okay, I do get it, Suda. Like, it's nice for Suda51 to go back to making a, you know, quirky, weird game that's also a good game. Because, I mean, I did not care for Shadows of the Damned.
I don't think I played that.
I don't think you'd like it. It's basically Suda51 and Shinji Mikami, which sounds like a match made in heaven, but it was just kind of meh. And I did not care. And I liked Killer is Dead to an extent, but like I can't say it's fully a good game because it had just a number of issues, and that was even more of the shit just doesn't really make sense. It doesn't properly flow. But No More Heroes is a nice comeback. Sucks if you're a fan of Shinobu though, and also Henry actually. Basically, if you're a fan of any character in No More Heroes who's not called Travis,
They either don't show up or they die, I'm gonna guess.
it's not sort of. It's a bit more complicated.
Ah.
It's more of the. Some of them some of them don't get to show up. Some of them show up and they're like widely different, like jarringly different. It's like Henry doesn't have his goofy Irish accent anymore.
That's a shame.
It is a goddamn shame. And it's also not voiced by Quentin Flynn, which is an even bigger goddamn shame.
Nope, I am not going to map attack and kill the Crossbone Gundam. No, thank you.
Yeah,
that meme only works for New Gundam.
And then just a few other things. It's like it's the kind of. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it. It's the kind of thing where it definitely has like a bag of tricks, but sometimes it uses those tricks a few too often. Like there's a few too many times where they go, you think you're gonna fight this, and then surprise, you're fighting this instead.
They do the swerve a few too many times. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas it was obviously hilarious, and I always think of one of the best examples of doing it well is like No More Heroes 1, where you're supposed to fight Let's Shake. You do that and there's that whole massive cutscene of him charging and getting ready, and detonation in like 10 seconds, and then it counts down. You're like, oh, here comes the big fight, and then Henry just kill steals and leaves.
I think it's that thing where sometimes in like a show or a movie or even a game where there's like that scene that it's well known for, and it just kind of tries to replicate it.
Mm-hmm.
It might be that kind of thing.
Something like that. I mean, there's definitely a point where they just flat out reference the whole like first time they did it with Henry, but I think there's also a lot of things that they just had like a checklist of things they wanted to have happen, like a certain character who appeared in 1 and 2 gets to have an appearance in 3, and just very much feels like, okay, well, we've got to have this guy in.
All right, here he is. Bye.
He's here now. You fight him. Yeah, just good game. I really do love Rowan Atkinson as Travis.
That reminded me of something that I wanted to make fun of because I'm so tired of hearing this. Because I did hear it for this game. I've heard it for a number of games, but it broke the camel. The straw broke my back. Camel. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm tired of the thing where someone doesn't like the visual style or the graphics of a game because it's not a $30 million budget game, and they're just like, it looks like a PS2 game. And I'm just like, bitches, you haven't seen a PS2 game in a long time, have you? Or at all. And it's getting to the point where I'm about to turn into like some crazy mad scientist, start kidnapping people who say it, launching them into space, and forcing them to play PS2 video games.
You can just show them the footage of the PS2 era.
Oh, that doesn't work. I've tried that before. So that's why you have to capture them and force them to play PS2 games, the worst that I can find. And they'll have to sit there and play them all while I monitor their mind.
This sounds familiar.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It sounds like a show, maybe from like the early to mid 90s.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, actually. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I think it was called Friends.
Maybe. I never watched Friends. Could be. I never was interested in Friends.
So I guess no one told you life is going to be this way then.
Wait! Oh, we feel like you're stuck in second gear!
Hey, maybe you get some perverse thing from it just because you can be like, hey, it's Benny from Fallout.
Ring-a-ding-ding! Hey, don't forget, Benny from Fallout has a foot fetish. That's not a joke! Not the actor, the character!
I mean...
I mean, the
We're
actor
not
may.
saying-
I have no idea.
We're not saying, confirming or denying that the actor may or may not have a foot fetish.
But the character of Benny from Fallout New Vegas does in fact have a foot fetish.